said like, wow, this is something very interesting. But in the end, we are experts here. So how you could think you can know so much about someone if you forget who you are? Do not believe people when they tell you no. And this is what I always like to highlight, especially for this region. It is very approachable, despite what people think.
Amazing. You just have to ask and to be proactive. I love that. Welcome, Aleksandra, to the Dubai Builder podcast. Tell us, who are you and what are you building in Dubai?
Thank you very much for inviting. It's always a pleasure connecting with, as well, builders like you are. Yes. So my name is Aleksandra. I'm originally from Serbia, being in Dubai already 11 years.
Wow.
Involved in a different projects, things, purposes. You can highlight them in a way you like it. As a profession, let's call it a daily job, right? Yes. If you're a superhero, you have a daily and night job. As a job, I'm a head of commercial and project in Dubai World Trade Center, part of exhibition department and the part of the GITEX team. Wow. The ones who doesn't know, the GITEX is the biggest tech and innovation exhibition in the world. We are present in more than 16 regions, I would say, existing within the 40 years. GITEX is multifaceted collaborative platform for accelerating the business, which bringing together different stakeholders of the whole ecosystem, from the startups, SME enterprises, governments, investment in bodies, investment companies, investors itself, and not only bringing them together in a one place. It's a basically comprehensive program inside the exhibition itself, where we help you accelerate your business through different matchmaking programs, where you found your investor or buyer, distributor, or up to the governmental level, and of course signing the high-level MOUs and so on. More than happy to explain in the detail anyone who would be more interested in that. So this is the one thing. The second is running and a founder and owner of the cultural center called Taraba, which is a quite unique in a couple of different segments. What makes him unique? Let's start from the name. Taraba in Serbian meaning a fence. So it's a meeting place, and usually people who are from the region, they will know there is kind of two houses and then this Taraba in between. So neighbors would come to talk, to discuss, maybe even if you have, like a boy and a girl, they will maybe, have some shared views over and so on. So regionally, it's preserved as a very connecting place. Now, in Arabic language, I cannot pronounce it properly. I apologize to Arabic speakers. The root of the word Taraba, like Tarab, something from her, Tarab, it's related to something that you are enjoying, nice to hear. In a way, imagine you are in a concert of classical music. So, you would sit and you will enjoy. So this, whatever this is a Tarab. So this was very interesting for me, to connect these two things in this region as a name. And the logo itself and how actually Taraba looked like in our region, in Serbia, it looked like a hashtag, like a sign on the phone, and in general. So we said, okay, it's something that connecting tradition with the future and traditions with the modern things, which is very important. Like we cannot progress further without bringing what we already have. How the cultural center happened is through my idea came through my doctoral thesis. The United Arab Emirates have the Ministry of Tolerance and Coexistence, which is the unique ministry of this kind in the world. Here you have 212 nationalities living together. So this ministry, I would not say it's in charge, but in collaboration with other ministries, basically creating a lot of different programs that help all of us who live here, not only to live together, but to get to know each other and to get encouraged to be curious, to learn about the cultural backgrounds, to connect us on a human level more. While doing my thesis, I said wow, this is something very interesting. But in the end, we are experts here. So how you could think you can know so much about someone if you forget who you are? So I established the Cultural Center Taraba, And under it, I established as well in the sector of the culture, the first Serbian Cultural Center here in the Emirates. So the Serbian Cultural Center have this purpose of, for us to remember who we are, and for the families, and particularly for kids who are born here, especially maybe from the mixed marriages, they are not so exposed to their culture, to their mother tongue. And you know, each nation is diluting or disappearing, unfortunately, the moment they lose their mother tongue. That's the one thing. Emotional component is we here all speak English, right? But it could happen that if the English is not the primary language and the mother tongue as well, it's not using enough, that kids can travel back home and they cannot speak with their grandmother and grandfather, which is a quite sad. So this was the purpose for building the Serbia Cultural Center, so we preserve our heritage and identity, and as well to connect with the other nationalities living here, communities. This is how we implemented the tolerance, which I'm a doctor of tolerance, if I can say like this.
Wow.
We created a couple of different programs using the tolerance as, I would not say it a tool, but as a bridge. So if we speak about, let's say, the human connection, so it's a way how you are connecting communities with each other and between each other through different programs. As well, of course, you can use it in a way of establishing policy and procedures or anything that would be needed on a governmental level if similar ministry would need to be established anywhere else. But also very important use in the business as a tool of a cultural diplomacy, which it's really, really important, particularly when you are opening a new market, or let's say you want to bring your business to a new market, to know where you are going and what is the regional habits. Business-wise and culturally wise, it will help you to understand each other better. So if the communication is clear, I think the setting up the business should be easier.
Yeah, as you said, like there are so many nationalities here in the UAE, specifically in Dubai as well. Yeah, that's like such an important initiative. So wow, doing this on top of your day job, as you said, and you're also like a mom, like I don't know when you sleep.
Who told you I sleep?
As we are speaking of specifically for the Cultural Center, did you get any support or kind of connections you had with any of the government programs or initiatives who helped you setting that up? Or was that completely bootstrapped just by you?
So it was completely bootstrapped by me, but there was nothing in this world that was done only by, you know, the one individual, right? So as I said, by me doing my doctoral thesis and being daily conversation with the ministry and different stakeholders, you understand the way how things could be operated. Now, I definitely ask, what do you think? What will be good? Here you have actually a lot of cultural people might not be aware, but even the local heritage, it's a very, very topic, and the United Arab Emirates really take care of it. You can find a lot of examples how you can do that, let's say like in your own terms. Of course, in order to establish anything professionally, there is a certain processes, right? Maybe you need to open the company, maybe you need to get a different licensing. So all of those things, it's nice if you have whom to ask. So in this case, I had the opportunity really, and this is actually the biggest support. The support is not only about the money. You can have all the money of this world. If you don't know what to do with it, what's the right step and how to measure it is the step was good, then the money, it's worthless. So the biggest support I actually got, definitely from the people in the Ministry of Tolerance and Coexistence, as well the people from Sanduk Al Watan, which is the biggest non-profit Emirati organization for preserving Emirati heritage. So if you go and see the programs they do, you can really learn a lot. As well from different programs and trainings that was done by Dubai Chamber here. This all help you to, help me actually to understand, okay, a center can be established like this, in this way, under this body, because United Arab Emirates, unlike majority, let's say if we talk about European countries, they don't have one place. like at least in Serbia, you have a one building that all type of the companies are open, right?
True, yeah.
And then you can choose between being an entrepreneur or to be an LLC, and that's your choices. And then you go across the street, you open a bank account, and you have a
Yes.
company, right? Here, this is organized a little bit different. It could sound complex because you have option of the free zones, mainland, sole establishment, partners. So when you don't know what it's about, it sounds like a wow, it's so complicated. But from another side, if it's a well explained, it's actually help you to set up your business in a zone or region or with a type of the support that your, let's call it a product, need.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying this was the biggest support, because all of this was very clear for me. I didn't need, let's say, additional legal support maybe from the PR or from the lawyer. I was able to open my company by my own, to set up bank account on my own, to do all necessary licensing my own, and now even 5 years later, I'm still doing it by myself. Eventually, I have accountant because this thing I can do myself. And of course, you need to know, but this was the biggest support. And until today, every time I pick up the phone and I said, I would like to do this, I got the guidance. Is it a setup in a right way? Is it something that should be done? It should be done, actually. That's always actually the first question. Like, what's the purpose? Why you're doing this? So the support will never stop. And then, of course, when you start to build a community, it's not only about the government bodies. You met so many lovely people like yourself.
Thank you.
And you get able actually to, especially when it comes to the culture, to learn what the society actually needs.
So that also means put yourself out there, join events, as you said, from already maybe established organizations, and then you meet people, and the moment you come with an idea and the motivation to do something, the support is basically happening. And I have
100%.
the exact same experience. The moment you put something out there, it's like you just have to kind of do that first step in the direction and maybe try a little bit, right? If you're not able to find immediately where to go, but it sounded like the center or committee is something. How did you get to know about this? From your doctor thesis? What was the connection?
So go back to events.
Okay.
I was actually attending one of the events where in that His Excellency Mr. Yasser Al-Gergawi was giving a speech. He was, if I remember well, director for a partnership in that time in the Ministry of Tolerance and Coexistence. As well, the gentleman who spent 12 years in the Ministry of Culture, building the programs for kids here, and at the moment he is now the Director General of Sanduka Al-Watan that I mentioned. He was giving a speech and award to someone. It's my first time that I heard about the ministry. I'm like what the Ministry of Tolerance? So I approach, and this is what I always like to highlight, especially for this region. It is very approachable, despite what people think. And around there was a lot of VIPs and some successful people and names. So I approached and I said, I'm sorry, I'm not a VIP. I'm just a resident. I have a question.
I love that.
Yeah, he started to as well laugh and said, please, welcome. And I said, no, I just heard what you do. It's so fantastic. Like, I really found it nice. I would like to learn more. They were able to share the contact. I sent the request. They opened the door of the ministry to host me with my request to see, like, is this something that I could do for my thesis? And they said yes. So this is how it started.
Amazing. You just have to ask and to be proactive. I love that. So we will, of course, put all the links for the initiatives and programs you mentioned in the show notes so that others can also check them out. Any other government initiatives you would recommend people who are coming new to Dubai checking out?
In United Arab Emirates, with all Emirates, and let's say with Dubai as the most cosmopolitan hub, you really have a lot of things. So it would be unfair highlighting any particular initiative because really depends what your type of the business is.
Yes.
I can tell you from the sector of the culture, you have a funding programs, right? You have a lot of festivals, you have a support for the galleries, for the artists, for the cultural programs, and so on and so on. When it comes to the business establishment, connecting with other business communities, understand what can be done. Really, Dubai Chamber have so many open doors. Not to talk about academia and everything that you have, not only in Dubai. Abu Dhabi have a global branch representative universities. There's Sharjah University. It's something that you should go and see it, even if you don't want to do anything with academia, you know, like it's a setup in a fantastic way. To make a long story short, again, I'm really happy, like individually, whatever, it's up to my knowledge to advise anyone, but depends on your business. You see in that sector what supports are, but in all sectors there is always a guidance, there is always a free workshop done by governmental bodies to let you know how and what you could do.
Yes.
There is a lot of financial programs. Some of them are subventions, some of them are installments, some of them are reduced fees in the first year or two of your business to help you set up and so on. So a lot ongoing, I would say, business trainings and advices from the tax perspective, setting up the business, explanation about the different free zones.
Yes.
So it's really all out there.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. I agree. There's so much out there. It can maybe be perceived as overwhelming, but it's actually, if you do the first step and you go to a couple of events and then you see, and connect with certain people, then those people are also happy to guide you maybe to another place if it's more appropriate or not.
No, 100%. Again, depends on your business,
Yes.
right? If you are entrepreneur in creative industries, it will be one approach,
Yes.
right? If you are a high-level, long years experience oil and gas engineer, it will be a different
Yes.
approach. As well, Emirate could play a role. Definitely, the whole UAE can assist you, but for the certain businesses, the Abu Dhabi could be more suitable place due to the different infrastructure,
Yes.
ports, and so on and so on. So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like it's so many things
I agree.
that you literally cannot put answer in a
Yeah.
one.
And they want to
sentence.
set you up for success. That's maybe the other thing, as you can see with all the initiatives. So we do have one surprise question for you. Are you ready?
Let's see.
The question is, what made you smile today?
What made me smile today?
So today is Saturday, for everyone who doesn't know. So we're recording on a Saturday, on your free day. So I'm of course curious, what made you smile
actually
today?
you stole my answer because I wanted to say made me smile. That it's Saturday. I'll tell you something. You mentioned in one sentence, I'm a mom. My son is 2 years old. It's a developing age of talking, exploring, and expressing.
Yeah.
And when you wake up, not with your own free will, 5 a.m. or ish, but you wake up in this time, and you have a face who tell you, "Mama," that this definitely make you smile. So I would stick to that for today's day. But if you would talk generally about the smiling, not only myself, it just would be a comment that as long as we remember to keep the smile, the facial expression and the muscle memory stick to this,
Yeah.
it's as well helping us to be more approachable and to achieve what we want.
Love that. Wonderful. How can people learn more about you and the projects you're running? What would be the best place? Now, if someone saw today's episode and want to follow up, where
So
would
they can
find
reach
you?
out to you.
Okay, sure.
No, of course, more than happy to share my contacts, which I can leave with you. Available on LinkedIn under Dr. Aleksandra Brankovic, and Aleksandra, it's with a key S, not X. We're coming from Serbia. As well, I recently actually was following up what you are saying, and I said, it's interesting to build up in a different manner. So I opened a new Instagram account, which called Dr. Aleksandra Brankovic, with my fantastic 50 followers as of now. But I wanted to focus in a way that when I was listening to you, and I said, okay, this is a very nice approach. There is a build up as well from, another side. It's not only from the front side.
Yes.
So. And I'm happy to leave my, of course, phone contact and email with you.
Wonderful. And we also put the other links in the show notes so that whatever people find interesting, they can follow up.
100%.
Wonderful. Any final advice for anyone coming to Dubai wanting to start something on their own?
Bring a hat for the kid. Two biggest advices would be, one, before you, let's say if you're not living here and you are thinking into moving physically and with your business, try to connect with the people who are already here through communities. Come to site visit, what we are saying. Spread 10-15 days of your free time. Come not only on vacation. Imagine you are working here. Go to see what you need to see from the sectors of your business that you investigate. Go see in person, talk to people. It's really helping you a lot to understand what could be a next step.
Yes.
So this is the one of the most important things. The second, do not believe people when they tell you no. I experience, even in my own case, my grandmother, she died, God bless her, but she used to say, there is no single person who moved all of a sudden abroad and became director. It's a very simple saying, right? But telling us, it's saying a lot. There is a people who maybe moved to Dubai not in the beginning of their career, but maybe in the mid or even mature career, right? So they didn't went through the growing process. They just arrived to something that is a very suitable environmentally, financially, and otherwise, for you. So when they hear that somebody offering you a job with a much lower payment or life conditions or so on, they would say, no, you should not accept that because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we can't know the history of all people. Not everybody have a broad experience. Not everyone English, it's up to the level maybe would be expected here. Maybe people want to change the industry. Like there are so many things. I would say people not to get discouraged without trying. Low payment, as they like to say, it's something which you most probably would start in majority of your works, even if when you go to a home, you start with the internship, you go to entry level, so you grow. You don't finish university and you say, today I'm ahead of this department and this is my salary.
Yes.
So don't be discouraged and do your site visit prior.
Yes, that's great advice. Thank you so much. And we close things here with the high five. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Always.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.